It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. We're joined by Kendall and her daughter, Charlotte, who have a very unique story about Oreo cookies. What is this story?
So recently we were going down the road and Charlotte and I were talking about snacks. Oreos are just too sweet for me. As I get older, I don't like the cream center, but I could live off the chocolate part. We've been trying to really bring healthy snacks because if not, we fill up on cookies all day. I forgot to bring my food. I brought their lunch, her and her brother's, but I forgot to pack mine. And I had mentioned, I don't have a lunch. I told my husband, and I looked down in my purse, and there was this little bag, and it had just the brown parts of the Oreo, just the wafer part in there with a note from Charlotte saying that she had licked all the icing out of every single Oreo so that I didn't have to be hungry because she knew that that's what I like the best.
That's not ever what happened.
Well, you probably
I was just sitting on a chair eating Oreos. Then I knew you didn't like the sweet part, and you didn't pack your lunch, so I licked off the cream of the Oreo, but that's not how it went. I didn't leave it on your purse. Then I grabbed it and stuffed it in a bag, then just gave it to you.
You know what, Charlotte? It brought Mom to tears. So why did you do that for your mom?
Because I knew she didn't really like sweet stuff, even though she works in a bakery. Plus, I just went.
Charlotte, we love that you did this for your mom, and I hope you have that same open heart and kind, sweet spirit for the rest of your life.
Tell her thank you.
Thank you.
His morning crew.
Since there's a lot of people on spring break right now, what has been your favorite day trip? Because a year ago, we really couldn't do this, and things are a little bit more open right now. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio, 800-447-7234.
I love Folly Beach. That is a great day trip. I love to get there super early so I can find shells. Like I just get in the sand, wiggle my toes around, and I find the coolest shells.
Aren't you going there this weekend with your husband?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But he's going to bring the boat, so you're not going to do the shell thing, are you?
Actually, I don't think we are going to take the boat this time around. Yeah, I think the waves might be a little choppy from what he said. But,
oh, no, that makes it fun. That's when you hit the motor really hard, do some jumping.
Not when you live with me, because all I am is completely freaked out.
That and maybe a little seasick?
Yeah, I don't get seasick. I haven't gotten seasick in the past. Not to say there wouldn't be a first time, but yeah, we're just doing the shell thing.
She puts the patch behind the ears, what she does.
I don't. Never have.
Well, what about you? Favorite day trip you've ever taken? Let's talk about it.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
If it's spring break for you, welcome to it. Enjoy it, if you will. Favorite day trips we've been talking about this morning at 800-447-7234. It's Rob and Liz and his morning crew on his radio.
And we heard from Kelly. She said, me and my husband took a day trip to Stone Mountain, Georgia, and they had so much fun. She went on to tell me about it. I still want to go to Stone Mountain now. She said they rode the skylift to the top. They hiked up and down the mountain some. They rode the scale back down the mountain. They were scared, but they held hands and prayed through it all. They both rode a train for the very first time. Then they had lunch at the lake so that they could see Stone Mountain in the view. And then they did the ropes course together. She said it was a perfect day trip.
We used to go camping there a lot as a family. When the kids were just a little bit younger, oh yeah, we just absolutely loved it. It's 7 miles around the mountain at the base, so I used to run around the mountain.
You did?
A lot, yeah, and I would bring my bike and stuff like that. And then the hike up to the top of that mountain is pretty cool.
Yeah, I've done that before, and that's a lot of fun. And then we went to the laser show afterwards, so yeah.
Indeed, yeah. There's a lot of good music on that laser show. Third Day is featured on that laser show.
Yeah, they
One
are.
of the songs. It's great. It's great. 800-447-7234. Daniel, okay, you. Favorite day trip, what is it?
Pretty place up in, I think, Greenville area.
Up near Caesar's Head. What makes that your favorite day trip?
It's a beautiful place. Me and my daughters went last year. We plan on going this year. I'll probably take the guitar this year and sing a little bit out there at the mountainside.
Okay, Daniel, what time are you going to be there so I can show up and watch the performance?
I do not know yet, Liz.
When you went with your daughters, what did they think?
They loved it. It was amazing. And the ride up there through the mountainside was amazing. We've seen deer, seen all kind of wild animals. They loved it.
Isn't it good, though? And if you've never been to Pretty Place, like what Janu was just telling you about, I think the best way to describe it is like an open-air chapel on the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
Right?
It's serene. It's peaceful. It's absolutely beautiful. If you haven't been, you got to go.
I've been like 3 times, and every time it's like, oh, this is just so gorgeous. Just to see it like that, absolutely.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
Here's Jenny. Jenny, what about the day trip for you?
From St. Augustine to Cocoa Beach on A1A and stopping at Fort in St. Augustine, Ponce de Leon Lighthouse, Daytona Beach. And so we just packed up in the car one day and we just drove up to St. Augustine on 95 and took A1A back down the road along the beach. It was beautiful, great cold day in Florida.
Where'd you grow up in Florida?
Cocoa, Florida, kind of in between Orlando and Cocoa Beach.
Not far from Daytona.
Far at all.
And driving the cars on the beach in Daytona is a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, I didn't know we could even do that. And my dad's like, yeah, we can. He's born and raised in Florida, so we just hopped over on the beach and we drove along the beach. Neat. I've never drove on the beach since.
His morning crew.
Joshua Morris must be the coolest state trooper ever to live on the planet. And the guy can play some basketball, let me tell you. As a matter of fact, he has a little hype man, he calls him. I mean, he just posted this on Instagram. It went very viral with his little hype man. And here's what he said.
Oh, that's Curry. That's Curry. That's Curry.
He's saying,
I love that.
That's Curry. Because Joshua Morris, the state trooper, can play some basketball. He did nothing but net. And that's when his little hype man.
Oh, that's Curry. That's Curry. That's Curry.
He was excited. He was excited. And so Joshua Morris, the state trooper, wanted to do something really special for his hype man. And here's what he did.
So since you was my hype man, I'm going to be your hype man right now.
And he grabs out of his state trooper car a box of shoes, which are Steph Curry shoes.
No, he did not.
He did. No, and he went further. He said, take a look inside the shoe.
Hold on, I got something else for you, though. Here, look in this shoe. Oh, here, look in this.
So he pulls out of the shoe what looks like to me another $60.
Aww.
He put some money in there. Yeah, wasn't that so nice? And then he goes to say this to his little hype man.
When we play basketball together, that's a common ground that you and I can meet on so we can build these relationships. You get what I'm saying? That breaks that barrier, and then we can be friends. So from here, we grow, we build a relationship.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he goes out to the basketball courts and he just plays. He's got his full uniform on and everything. The guy can play some basketball. And one of the reasons why he does that is so that he can grow relationships with the community, especially the students, the teenagers and the kids that are around. And he just goes right at it. And they love Joshua Morris, the state trooper.
I'm sure they do. And he's building that trust so that if they are faced with maybe a hard decision in their lives, they can say, you know who I can call? I know exactly who I can call.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I hope you know this fact today, that you are loved. I'm Rob Dempsey with Liz Riles. We're His Morning Crew on His Radio. And here's something that you can do. You can make an impact in lives and help His Radio let others know that they are loved. When you give a gift of support with our fundraiser that's coming up April 19th, you will make a significant difference in their lives. So if you go to hisradio.com right now and just click on give, your gift is going to go to work right away and to help bring that hope to people.
Yeah. You know how you, especially like over the Easter weekend, you were on social media, you were sharing your faith, you were talking to other people. I mean, this is like the ultimate Facebook post, if you will, because you're going to be able to share with so many people that you may never meet. You never hear their name, but you're going to be able to do that because you're helping support the ministry that happens every moment of every day at His Radio, the ultimate share, if you will.
So if you would help share to others that they are loved. And we can actually do this together. I love this kind of partnership. When you give your gift, it's so much bigger than just one person. We do this together. I love this. So don't hesitate. You can give your gift right now, way before, well, we're 2 weeks away from fundraiser now. So it's coming up April 19th. So, wow, that's coming up really quick. We could use a jump start. So your gift is going to make a difference. Here's how you can do it. HisRadio.com. Just click on Give Now. You can use the My His Radio app. The you'll see giving right there. Just tap on that. Boom. You'll be able to give your gift, or just text the word give and we'll send you the link.
Rob and Liz.
His Morning Crew.
I have always wanted to visit Rome, Italy, go to the Vatican, Vatican City, see the Sistine Chapel.
I don't know what's stopping you.
Well, I don't have to. I know what's stopping me. The money.
Money.
Money. But I don't have to go that far to see it anymore. It's going to be in Charlotte. Not the entire chapel, just Michelangelo's art.
They're taking it away from the I almost said 16th. The chapel.
It's going to be like a moving Sistine Chapel in a way to describe it. They're just bringing the art to Charlotte. Now, here's the thing with it that's so funny to me is that they're keeping it a secret where this exhibit is going to be. So what we know is
great marketing.
I know. Well, I am interested, so I'm talking about it. But the tickets, I think, went on sale today, but we still don't know the venue. So Charlotte's kind of keeping that under wraps for now.
They don't know. They don't even have it booked.
They may.
Come on.
I think they have it booked, but I do think it's a great way to create some excitement about it.
Right. You got to be interested in that kind of stuff first. It's like, okay, let's go to Charlotte. We'll bring it to Charlotte, and we'll find a venue when we get there.
I don't think it worked like that. I'm just saying. I am super excited about it. I want to see it wherever it shows up.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
I hate to pass this kind of news along, but I know how we all got very close to April the giraffe over the last couple of years. April the giraffe has passed away. I didn't know she was 20 years old, but evidently I looked that up, and that seems to be on the longer side of life for a giraffe. In captivity, they will live a little longer, but she had a good life. But I think it was in 2017, I spent hours and hours and days watching to see her give birth to her baby calf.
Are we talking April the giraffe at the Greenville Zoo?
No, that one is Autumn. April.
That's it.
Yeah. So my husband said the same thing when I was talking about this. He said, that's the one at the Greenville Zoo. I said, no. So April is in Binghamton, New York, I believe, at the Adventure Animal Park or Animal Adventure Park. Mm-hmm. But I remember like the world was watching April give birth. I think there was like 2 million people that were watching this live birth or whatever.
Well, 18 million people watched Autumn.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is true. But
is it? Because I made that number up.
Oh, no. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought you knew your stuff and I didn't.
I don't know a
as
thing.
Far as
I make a lot of stuff up. I'm like, yeah, Autumn had about 58 million people watching. So
no, I don't think so. But I did watch Autumn as well. I find myself, if there is an eaglet, if there is a baby giraffe, I'm watching it. Baby pandas being born, I'm on it.
What about the snakes? Snakes are fun to watch on the cams.
I'll let you handle that.
His Morning Crew.
Here's Jenny. Jenny, what about the day trip for you?
From St. Augustine to Cocoa Beach on A1A and stopping at Fort in St. Augustine, Ponce de Leon Lighthouse, Daytona Beach. And so we just packed up in the car one day and we just drove up to St. Augustine on 95 and took A1A back down the road along the beach. It was beautiful, great cold day in Florida.
Where'd you grow up in Florida?
Cocoa, Florida, kind of in between Orlando and Cocoa Beach.
Not far from Daytona.
Far at all.
And driving the cars on the beach in Daytona is a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, I didn't know we could even do that. And my dad's like, yeah, we can. He's born and raised in Florida, so we just hopped over on the beach and we drove along the beach. Neat. I've never drove on the beach since or before.
Rob and Liz.
His Morning Crew.
You really don't know where you're headed if you don't have the map, or at least the GPS. It's Rob and Liz, His Morning Crew on His Radio.
But I got to ask, has NASA not seen Independence Day or Battleship? When you invite aliens to come to Earth, things can happen. NASA sent an invite, and it wasn't on Evite. They actually sent it on the Pioneer 10 capsule back in 1971. Okay. It's been 50 years that the aliens have had a map to Earth, and they even sent like pictures of human beings to say, this is kind of what we look like. Here's the map of how to get there. They've sent up a couple of other invites on the Voyager vessels as well. So far, I don't think they've gotten an RSVP, but they're really celebrating because it's been 50 years in the making. So in 2003, Pioneer did send back its last signal. They think it's still working, it's still operational and all, but the map is still there and the invite is still, waiting for a response.
That's funny. The universe is really spectacular. I mean, when you take a look at the design of how God created the whole thing.
Right.
Oh, my. Louis Giglio, you should see him talk about space and how God created it and the different things that are throughout this universe that you can see. It's really cool when you see that because he brings the whole thing not into science, but into God creating it all. I love it.
He did. Everything that we see and beyond, everything that NASA can see, that you can see through a telescope and beyond, was created by the God of the universe. It's mind-blowing, but man, it's real.
His Morning Crew.
Here's the recommendation that they have for you and me right now with our families. Spend at least 2 hours outside. Nice recommendation if you ask me. As long as it's not raining, I'm cool. Rob and Liz, His Morning Crew on His Radio.
Well, hopefully, even if it is raining, you can sit out under, a screened-in porch or something like that, or even on the front porch that's covered. Don't you love listening to the rain and smelling that?
Well, I like to sit outside when it rains, and I have like a really small covering over our front porch. We have nothing in the backyard. It's just a slab in the backyard. So it's just a little patio. But when it rains really hard, I got to boogie inside.
Yeah, when it's coming down hard, but they say it's good for not only our physical being to actually be out there, and they're not even talking about exercise, but they're saying, if you do go hiking or go on a walk around your neighborhood, but they said it's also good for our stress level and our mental health just to be outside soaking up that sun.
Well, now that we have this puppy in our family, because we just got a new puppy about 3-4 weeks ago, almost a month ago, we're spending more time outside because this thing needs to get some energy out, and play. And so we're making a concerted effort since it started warming up with spring, which I'm grateful for, to be outside for a couple of hours at a time, which is good. Really nice. Sunscreen. I got a nose burnt, so thinking sunscreen here.
Yeah, you got to take sunscreen, if you have allergies, your Claritin or whatever it is that you take. So get all that in your system and then head outdoors.
I just put a nose clip on mine, Oh,
you did?
Clothespin.
What about your eyes?
My
eyes?
You
clip your eyes?
Oh, I tape them shut.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And then I don't breathe. That way the pollen doesn't get in. I mean, so we take a lot of precautions.